Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Tuesday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, daily chart, and you can still see these bands are compressed. Bollinger bandwidth, it's down there. It's sub 2, hanging around that 1.5 area. So let me zoom in here because there's a couple things here I want to look at, and then we'll hop over to the hourly chart. So the green line here is your daily mid-band, which is a fancy word for the 20-day simple moving average. Last week, the bears tried to break it unsuccessfully. Bulls got it back, and they've been holding it ever since. They've made a few runs at it. They made a run at it last night. The best they could do, though, was 59.5. It's currently sitting at about 57.75. The other areas that are critical on this chart are you've got the weekly pivot sitting at 62.70, which the bears took out in the overnight, and then they gave it right back. What's most important to me, though, is this 67.5 area. It was the range top. It's been resistance for a while. The bulls took it out by 10 handles on Friday, gave it right back yesterday, and ended up closing below it. Until one side or the other establishes 67.5 as being in their camp, it's going to be very difficult for this market to take the next move. Okay. Above 67.5, certainly above 73.77, I want to be long because what you'd be looking at is upside expansion. If every move up to 66, 67, though, turns out to be resistance, I will do what I did yesterday, which is I was selling those rallies. And, you know, until that resistance area resolves itself, it's a sell. Now, the bulls have an excellent opportunity today to break this thing out if they can do it. But it all starts at 67.5. The bears tried to take weekly pivot. Bulls took it right back. That tends to be the formula. It was the formula last week. That tends to be the formula to go ahead and walk it higher. But the bulls are going to have to show more resiliency up top in continuing to press forward. Neither side can finish right now. That's the problem. And when neither side can finish, the bands start to get tight. But the good news about the bands getting tight is, you know, as long as they're tight in enough of a range. We had a nice little, 10-handle, 8-handle range going yesterday. It was very tradable. As long as it's doing that, it's fine. And the best part is, once it's done doing this, we're going to get a great directional move. Don't try to anticipate the direction of the move. Anticipating the direction of the move is very dangerous. You become the squeeze. You become the waterfall. Don't do that. When the move presents itself, there'll be plenty of opportunity to get in. So for now, just understand we're probably going to engage this middle band just about every day until this thing's ready to expand, because that's what continues the compression. All right, now over on the hourly chart. So we do the new all-time highs Friday. A couple lower highs. It tested that older resistance area midday yesterday, and it just couldn't hold it. If we'd have got decent support here, I think they would have had enough to go ahead and just go ahead and take off. But it failed here, and it presented itself as resistance, and the bears started to take advantage. They got below the weekly pivot, got down as low as 59.5, but then as we got into the European session, they just took it right back up. Now, if this ends up being a lower high and a lower low, I think the bears are in business. If they can convert on a closing basis, weekly pivot, and the daily mid-band. They've got to convert it, they've got to close below it, and then they have to follow through the next day. That's been tough for the bears, but that's the task that's before them. For the bulls, you got to get back over the top here. You got 67.5 matching up with the daily pivot. You need to establish this as support. If you're the bulls, you want to spend the day up here. You want to spend the day up here. Preferably you want to spend the day up here. But realistically, you want to spend the day up here. You don't want to hang around all day down here. And you certainly don't want to hang around down here. Okay? So that's going to be important. I should mention, hop back to the daily chart real fast. I should mention, we are technically on an upper band ride. You've got engagement with the upper band here and here. That's 2 days worth. So the bulls are going to have to head back up, get a hold of this band. They'll probably have to match the all-time highs to do it because the band will start to expand higher. to keep the band ride going. They've already broken the prior day low, so that's never a good sign as far as band rides are concerned. I don't get too excited, about being on a band ride when the bands are this tight until you really start to see the expansion. And we've seen no expansion at all in the last couple of days. Okay, that's all I've got. Follow us on Twitter @PrincetonTrader. Come check out our website, Princetontrader.com, and come take a free trial in our chat room. I'll be back tomorrow morning with another webcast. Trade 'em well, everybody.